Okay, I've had a request from Nigel James, who saw my rendition of the end piano edit of Layla. So we're going to be doing that here. This is the album it's from. I've had that since 1975. Anyway, playing the guitar and learning how to play a song, I think, is very important in these times of the virus. We all need some distraction. So stay safe, stay at home, and learn the guitar. Right, so we'll begin with the first chord, which is C. On the record, there it is again. On the record, it's in C sharp. If you want to play along to the record, you've got to have a capo on the first fret, but we'll just play this in C because it's near enough and it sounds all right. Anyway, when you can play it on the guitar, who needs the record? Let's start with the first chord. It's a C. This is a kind of hybrid technique I'm going to do of the melody and sort of half strumming. So we'll be playing the melody and the basic sort of notes for the chord. So start off with the melody begins on first fret B string. So I'm doing kind of the chord, trying to bring out that note, and the bass note as well, which is the root note of C. So I'll just play the whole thing at the proper speed, just the main verse bit. I'll just do that bit. I'll do the a change when it gets to A minor in a bit. So we've got the first note in melody and the root note C. Bring those out. Do a couple of little kind of chord, getting those chord notes in there. Second note of the melody is the little finger on the third fret top E string, along with this emphasized low E, open E bass note. So we've got, which is a very distinctive part of the tune. So those two notes, and then okay, now we change chords for the next part to an F. Now for this one, the little finger stays there. We form the F chord. Those two fingers stay where they are. We hit this melody note again, which is the high G, just before we hit the F chord. So we're going, and we do it that note again, but we're on the F chord, and I've got my thumb over there. If you can get your thumb over there on the E string, it makes what happens next a little bit easier. So we've got that over there, and in the meantime, this first finger is right over onto the top E string, because the next melody note is an F. We just take that little finger off and we've got that F. You can hit hit that low F note again. And this is where the finger has to come off for the next note. Which makes it an F major 7th really. So we hit two of those E notes, two of those. So that whole F chord section. And now the next note, again played by the little finger, is the 3rd fret B string. Still on the F chord, and then we take our finger off to have the next melody note, which is a C. So this finger is on that 1st fret all the time. All that is on the F. And again we're going alternating with that low note, that low F. The next bit is probably the most difficult part of this song. We have to form a B flat 7th. This finger here, the 3rd finger, stays on the F on the D string, 3rd fret. But now, and this little finger is on the 3rd fret B string, we should try and bar the 1st fret with that, so we get that nice 7th. It's got to be a 7th chord really. We can kind of lightly stroke those strings down to that to get that note, bring that note out. You can play the whole chord if you like, but nice to get that as the top note. This bit here is the what I'd probably say is the most difficult bit. We need to get this that's the melody we need to bring out. So we're here. The first we need to hit the 1st fret G string. First part of the melody of this bit. After that we take this finger off the B string, hit the 1st fret B. We then put the little finger on. So now for the next bit we want to take the 1st finger off to expose the open top high E string. But we don't want to take the finger off all the strings, so we need to lift it up. Now I'm quite lucky because my finger bends like that. Some people's fingers that doesn't bend like that, but because we need to keep this the B flat root note like that. If you can get your thumb over, you might be, if you can't bend your finger, but you can get your thumb over, it's possible to get it over onto the A string, 1st fret. I find it easier personally to do it with this one. Well, we want to hear that open E string ring through. So the next note is the little finger on the 3rd fret B. You can sound some of the other strings. The next note is, if you can, put the finger back over barring all these, all the 1st fret. melody notes: first fret B, first fret G. And then we move back to the C chord for the last melody note, which is an open G. We can kind of push that note before we go back to the root note of C. So that whole B flat section is now I often put just a quick G in there. I think on the record is there sometimes it's not. Let's go through the whole melody. The low E and the G, top G, G, form the F chord, open E, and then the B flat, first fret G, take your finger off the B, put your finger on the third, back on the third fret, open E string with the B flat, third finger, B string, first fret B, first fret G, and then open G. I'll play it a bit slower. These little bits here I do is just you can play around with this melody. On the record they do a lot of improvisation. So for instance that one, it's an E, and which goes alongside just before the low E. But it's all improvisation is around this note: C, D, E, and A, which I did there. That's on the record a few times. C, D, E, A, and then for the A minor, I'll do another video for that. Okay, so hope you can get on with that all right, and let me know. I'm sorry there's no split screen close-ups. I haven't got a clue how to do that. I can just about manage to switch the camera on. So, in the meantime, stay home, stay safe, learn the guitar.